sweet God, he's appeared in all of a sudden, so he did. Mike Fitz of Bullet Design sits opposite me today. Mike, good morning to you.
Keith, how are you doing? Long time no talk.
Thanks indeed for joining us today. Now, it's covered in all the papers this weekend. We're looking at the pledge watches.
Yes.
Where did this idea come from?
Well, I suppose it started way back where last September my mum sadly passed away in Galway Hospice, and she was 7 weeks there, and in fairness they just couldn't do much. They were fantastic. It was a tough time, and it is just part of life, but she got a very dignified end, and they were very, very good to her. So during the time, the 7 weeks, up every night and visiting whatever, this idea kind of popped into my head about trying to give a little something back. Particularly, so the Galway Hospice became my focus for the idea initially. Between that and a TV show and bits and pieces I saw around, I came up with this idea of pledge watches, and basically each watch would represent a cause. So the Galway Hospice was the one that was in my mind initially. So I came up with this kind of bright yellow, fun watch with the sunflower, which is the emblem of the hospice, in the face of it.
Can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
That's the yellow one.
That's we call it the amber yellow with the sunflower dial on it. And so that watch would represent the Galway Hospice, and a fiver from the sale of each of that watch would be donated to them. So then, one watch alone wouldn't make much of a story. So I rang lots of different charities. I mean, I'd already known Michael Craig and done some work with the hospice before, and they're a super organisation. So then I said, what other watches could I do and for what causes? So one that was also close to my heart was the breast cancer awareness one, the Marie Keating Foundation. Mm-hmm. So I got in touch with Linda Keating and asked her, would they be interested if I brought out a watch? Would they be okay with receiving donations for it and me using their name? And they were they were fantastic, and they said no problem, whatever. And then that started the ball rolling. And then I met two guys, they were Burks was their name, and they said, are you doing a watch for Pieta House? And I said, it was kind of in the back of my mind. So eventually there's a girl called Donna Birkin who works in the Pieta House in Tuam, and I got in touch with her, and they said absolutely they'd be on board as well. So it was snowballing a small bit at this stage. And then the next thing was I got talking to a girl called Natasha Eames in the Dublin Society of Protection of Cruelty to Animal, who coincidentally happened to go to school in Nordenmore. So she, again, equally. And then the last one was a girl called Bernie Cafola in Autism Action Ireland. So with that, website needed to be designed, name had to be came up with, colours, design, and obviously being in the graphic design trade, it helped.
But this is the first time in the world something like this has been done.
I know there's variations of these sort of things that can, people do chains and links and
but watches though.
Yeah, no, it's been done all right. It's been done. Yeah, it has been done. It's not the first time. I'm not that clever, but it's the first time it's been done in Ireland, and it's the first time that I think that it's done. I don't even think it's done in the UK, but definitely it's a first for Ireland.
And I mean, so did you have to source the watches?
Oh yeah, everything. I mean, this is going on for a long time. This is going on for nearly 8 months. So literally, you have to source the watches. You have to source, actually, the problem with sourcing watches and things like that is that you get what you pay for, and you get what you're promised and all that sort of thing, and you get test ones, and then you get. So there's a lot of to and fro and checking them, and even things like water resistant. If they are water resistant, are they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As simple as that. So yeah, backing over a lot, even little things like you learn every single day. I mean, even the boxes that you post them in. If you put in a certain size box, it's twice the postage. And when you have a small, the entry price, the price of the watches is $39.95, and you can't really be giving €4 or €5 away for postage if you're delivering them free, which I do. I mean, the watches are free delivery.
Yeah.
So that was really, it came from a bad place and it's turned into a good place. And the idea is that they're meant to be fun, they're bright, they're summery, they're interchangeable straps. That's another little feature on them. So if someone wants to match an outfit or a dress or jeans or whatever they're wearing, you can buy extra colour straps: red, white, blue, orange, red.
Wow, what a brilliant idea though, Mike.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's like everything else, you have to do something. You can't just sit back and let the world go by, And one of the things that I was thinking most, Keith, about it is that what I'd love to see happen is that if you saw someone with, we'll say, the bright yellow amber watch across from you or whatever you'd say, in your mind's eye, they either have an association with the hospice, they've lost someone in the hospice, or they have an affinity with the hospice. And I'm not saying this is your everyday watch. This could be the watch you wear when you're on the fun run or where you're supporting them at different causes. Like even, we'll say, the pink Marie Keating watch. I mean, even you only wore it in October. for Breast Awareness Month.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know how they fit in, except that the idea is that they're fun, they're bright, and they allow people to talk. You can say, you know, this is people that say, gee, that's an unusual watch. Then you get to tell your story.
Yeah.
So, and it also brings
it's
the
a
awareness.
conversation opener.
It's a conversation opener, and it's also about keeping the names of charities and causes alive, because I was listening to an interview lately, and this guy was 18 years in the charity business. He said, unless you keep talking, you get forgotten.
Yeah.
And unless you keep the name out there, you get forgotten. So part of the thing for me is that, like, my watch is pretty garish, it's big, bright, amber yellow.
Yeah. It's a lovely colour, yeah.
Oh, no, you know, I think I'm happy with them, and I like them. And the idea for me is it's fun, and it's bright, and it's trying to do good.
Where can they get the watches?
Well, at the moment, running online. So it's pledgewatches.com, and
PLEDGE.
PLEDGE, as in a pledge.
Yeah.
So we're going to pledge a fiver from or €5 from the value of each watch to the cause.
The charity of
so the watch you pick, a fiver of the price goes to that. But Keith, I did want to say one thing today, and I've already updated the website and our Facebook page before I got here. You see, the part of the price of any watch or anything, you have to build in a bit of advertising costs. So when people give their time away for free, like you have today, and like the Connacht Tribune did yesterday, giving us a half page, that's money that I'm not spending. So because of today and because of you, I'm going to make today a double donation day.
Okay.
So if a person buys a watch today, it won't be €5, it'll be €10 we're going to give to the cause.
Good Lord.
So that's thanks to you, and it's thanks, and I know we're going to get support from other, you know, medias and outlets on the way along, and the more free kind of time I get, whether it be on air or in newspapers or whatever, the more I want to keep giving to the charities.
I'll give you as much you can. Do you know what? It's 34 minutes to 12. You can keep talking until 12 if you want.
You know something, I can keep talking till 12 as well, you know.
And more than myself, we're well able to do so we are. I mean, it's very good of you to do this, because you had your own health issues a few years ago as well.
I did, yeah. Do you know something? I've that nearly forgotten, and the only time I ever remember it, there's, as you know, he's a friend of mine, and he's a friend of yours, is Tony Cuniff, and he had a daughter born the same time I was in hospital, and I keep forgetting it, and every so often I say, what age is that young one of yours now? And she said, she's 11. I go, God, is that 11 years ago? Yeah. So, and like my own dad, and just say hello to him, he's up in St. Nicholas's at the moment. Same old ding dong again, but he survived a pretty major operation this week or last week, and he's in a bit of pain at the minute, but we're hoping to get him home next week.
In St. Nicholas's in USG?
Yeah. So they're fantastic up there. The other people, just what I'm saying, is St. Patrick's, the top floor, where Ma'am was as well. They're, you know something, I know we give out about this, that and the other, but when you're in there, and they are fantastic. They really are. They really are.
Morning to you, Mr. Fitzpatrick. He's in St. Nicholas' Ward there. We'd have to send him up something. What would he like today? You'd never know.
No, he's only on jelly and ice cream at the minute. He's only
come on.
He's not even eating.
He can't even go to the Huntsman for a pint or
something.
No,
he's not. He's having a little bit of a tough time at the minute.
God bless him.
But I have to take one of the things about this whole project was my cousin came in on it with me. A girl called Anna Ford, and I hope she's listening there in the Beauty Suite in Tuam in Egan's Lane. And the girls in there, they're all super. And if anyone in Tuam wants to see the watches, she actually has them in stock in her shop or in her beauty salon, or I don't know.
Beauty Suite.
The Beauty Suite in Tuam. It's Anna Ford.
You must have done an awful lot of work on the man that sent him in to me this morning. No, she's not talking to me.
No. No. Do you know something? I should have brought her in with me this morning, because she has the eye for the colour. When I showed her the idea first, and I got all excited, I love it, and she wanted to get involved. Yeah. And she's been brilliant. I mean, there's nothing short of brilliant in helping me pick colours and all these other things that, you know, these things do. So
listen, pledge.ie and
pledgewatches.com.
Pledgewatches.com.
Yeah.
CHES.com. And do you ship them out then by post, is it?
Yeah, we'll send them out. I'll send them anywhere in the world. I've sent them to New York. I've sent them to Amsterdam. It's amazing. I'm getting sales from funny places that I don't even know how the hell they're finding us. That's the God's truth.
Yeah.
But so the word is starting to move, and it's very, very early days. But just today, if anyone's listening and anyone thinks that there's a cause there, today is a double donation day again, and that's all thanks to you guys for giving me the airtime.
Pledgewatches.com, and if you're in and around the Huntsman area around 10:10 in the morning time, or 1:05 in the daytime, or 6:05 in the evening time, you'll see a fella sitting up at the counter having a cup of coffee. Nothing stronger, in fairness. And that's Mike Fitz. And so you'll ship them out to them and all that.
Yeah, and actually, in fairness to the Huntsmen themselves, because, you know, my office is on the top floor there, Stephen is actually going to do a display of the watches in the bar for me as well. So we're going to do that in the next week or so. So people will actually be able to physically go in and have a presence in the Huntsman, and you can see the watches up on display.
Listen, well done to you. And I can't believe it's 11 years ago and you were sick and we were all bothered about you.
Yeah, well, sure, there you go.
That was the first licence renewal we did, wasn't it? And then we did the second.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do well, of course I do.
Good Lord, they were the times. So they were different times altogether. Mike Fitz of Bullet Design in Galway. In regards to your dad, he'll be in our prayers over the weekend and thoughts indeed, as will you and the family as well. And Anna, morning to you from the Beauty Suite in Tuam. You really did a great job on Mike this morning, so you did. You'll have to send me up whatever lotion you rubbed into his face this morning. Good luck to you, Mike. Thanks indeed. And the door is always open. And again, it's not known, but Mike gives of his time free of charge to other events as well, and everybody's very grateful for that as well. Quick commercial break. It's 11:38.